Warriors. I am Claudia and here with me is
Lyric.
Welcome to our 11th edition of the Whittier Morning Tea. We're here to bring you the latest news from DC's very own Whittier Elementary School. You are watching Channel 9 News where we spill the tea and the news is always piping hot and real.
And now for our breaking news story. We have some exciting news.
Yes, we do.
The Whittier Morning Tea is running an election series. To kickstart it, let's check in with Tahira and Mr. Wiley for our first election series interview.
Good morning, Whittier Warriors. I am Tahira, and this is a special edition entitled the Whittier Morning Tea Election Series. We are thrilled to be here with Assistant Principal Wiley. Mr. Wiley, why is it important to vote?
I think it's important, thank you for asking the question, but I think it's important to vote because when you vote, you help ignite change. You help improve conditions for everyone, and you help elect leaders to help make sure everyone is getting the best possible outcome.
Decide who to vote for.
When I think about when I do my mail-in ballot or when I go to the election to actually vote, I really think who is most aligned with making the city and whatever area they're focused on a better place. I look at what they've said, what they've done in the past, what type of experience they have, and I go use my vote and go from there.
What goes into running for a political position?
Into running for a political position, you have to find a campaign manager, you have to find a treasurer, that handles all the money. You have to meet as many people as possible and shake everyone's hand and tell them why they should vote for you. You have to go to all the events, and you have to be passionate about something.
Okay. What goes into a free and fair election, and can an election be rigged?
A fair election is making sure that everyone has the opportunity to vote. In DC, they have a program called the Fair Elections Program, where it focuses less on people raising money and more on actual getting to meet the residents and learn more about the issues. We have some organizations who put a lot of money into some campaigns, and they don't really care about the people, but they want to push their own agenda. So sometimes elections can be maybe not rigged, maybe coerced or kind of swayed because of bad, dark money.
What are some of the rules in an election?
Rules in an election, you can't take other people's signs down. That's kind of mean, like if you tear someone's signs down. You can only take a certain amount of money from certain people. You have to report everything, all the donations you get, you have to report that. And you also have to make sure that you spend your money on right things. You can't pay for your house or buy a new car with donations, right? You have to make sure that the money is going actually towards the campaign.
Okay. What services are available for voters living with disabilities? How can people vote if they cannot get to the voting booth or location?
It recently passed some legislation that allowed everyone in DC to get a mail-in ballot. So a mail-in ballot is, sometimes people go to the polling location, I'm sure you've seen on TV, and they press the buttons on the machine, it's digital, really, really cool. But everyone can't make it to the polling locations either because of work hours, because of disabilities, or just a whole bunch of other things. So everyone gets an actual ballot in the mail. Fill it out, right at home, fold it, and put it right in the mailbox. No stamp or anything needed. It's already ready to go for you.
Thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing your vast knowledge with us. Next week, we plan to interview some of our Whittier parents for our Whittier Morning Tea election series. And thank you at home for joining us. Let's go back to the studio. This is Tyra signing off.
Thank you.
And now for our weekly homophones and prefixes.
Homophones are two or more words that sound alike but are spelled differently and have different meanings.
This week, we are focusing on two homophones, no and no.
No. K-N-O-W means to have some kind of information in your mind often.
For example, Caleb studied all week to know all there is to know about toes.
No. N-O. Opposite of yes or not any.
For example, Charlotte said no to the invite when she learned there would be no pizza at the party.
A prefix is a syllable or group of syllables added to the beginning of a word or a root word stem to alter its meaning.
This week we are focusing on the prefix mid. Mid means middle.
Some examples include mid-size. My mom drives a mid-sized car so we can all fit into it.
Midday. The sun at midday is usually the hottest.
Midweek. By midweek, everyone is looking forward to the weekend.
Midnight. At midnight, the moon shone its brightest.
Be sure to use these homophones and prefixes throughout the week. Check with your teacher to see what kind of incentives they set up.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yes, it is. Some teachers are even giving out class dojo points every time a student uses the homophones and prefixes
So
correctly.
today is,
October 31st.
that's right.
I can't wait to go trick-or-treating tonight.
Me too.
Don't forget to go to the haunted hallway first.
Remember, it costs $3 per child and $5 per adult.
I can't wait.
It should be
Really
really
spooky.
spooky. Woo! Today is the last day of the month, so it is the final official day of Principal Appreciation Month.
The Whittier community poured out their hearts to let Principal Johnson know that we appreciate and love her deeply.
Please check out the video on our YouTube channel entitled Principal
Principal
Johnson Rock.
We love you, Principal Johnson.
That's all the news we have for today. Be sure to tune in next week for another edition of the Whittier Morning Tea, where the news is always piping hot and real. I'm Claudia.
And I'm Lyric.
Have a peaceful and productive day and do it the Whittier way.
And remember, if trouble finds you, find the nearest adult. If trouble finds you, find the nearest adult.
Thank you.
Signing off.